I hope you guys are going to be able to hear me. G'day, Grievers. It's Tori. There's my boogie board. Had a little go a couple of hours ago, and it was really great fun. And then went and did some stuff back at the house and came back down for another boogie board, and the waves are breaking so far out. Like, it probably doesn't look big, and it looks so far away when I'm on StreamYard. But they're breaking a long way out, but not as far out as it probably looks for you, but Grieveroonies. But it's beautiful down here. I brought a book down when there to read, and then I thought, no, I want to go live because it's time for some beach therapy. Traces of nuts. How's everyone doing? Oh, that turns me off. Damn. I was trying to find a setting so I could, here we go, camera. Swing it around. I'm squinting. I've got my glasses on. I'm going to have to get prescription sunnies, I reckon. Can't see a fucking thing. Hello, people. I'm switching it back around because it's fucking hard to, I can't see chat. I've got no idea where chat's gone. We're back. Okay. It's not going to be a long live, just going to offload some stuff because I like to do that. I like to come to the beach, offload, and then head home free of the load, so to speak. There's one person with me, and that's all that I need. In fact, 0 is fine because I'm just offloading. But I can't. I'm going to put my sunnies on for a little while, and then if people start chatting, I'll chuck my reading glasses back on. It's bright here, man. It's a gorgeous day. There's a dude teaching his partner how to surf, and he looks like that actor whose name I can never remember. Javier. Someone always sort of plays the romantic lead, big guy, long, dark, sort of slightly curly hair, that sort of look, beard. But he's wearing Speedos with a shirt open. I'm sure he's a lovely man, but it's not really a great look. Oh, shit, I just saw someone who chatted. I'm just going to swing around this way. I mean, it's sort of a great look on some people. Hey, Planet Sunshine. So this is a really short live just to talk about what YouTube seems to be talking about a lot. It has been talking about in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, well, I don't know, months maybe. Who fucking knows? One day on YouTube can feel like a year sometimes. Yeah, that dude. Is he married to Salma? Oh, Penelope Cruz. Yeah, him. Javier. Thingamybob. Hey, Francesca. See, for some reason I like going live. I guess because I've been a YouTube observer for a couple of years now. I feel like it's good for us to sometimes just have a chat about how we are receiving things and things that are going on. And you don't really have to watch much anymore. There's all the clip channels, but even just seeing headlines. And I had to drive into Sorel. Oh, my God, I was so excited. There was a chicken, fresh chicken, reduced to $6 from $12. I was like, yes, thank you. So I've got a chicken to cook. I was going to do, I am going to do southern fried chicken, but I'm going to chop up the chicken rather than buying a heap of chicken pieces. I just bought a chook for $6. So I'm going to do that and make some salad. I made some amazing chicken mince and sage and feta patties the other night that I like, hamburger patties that I cooked on the barbie, and I had them for the last 2 days and they're divine. That I'm going to freeze the rest. So I've got some ready to go food. You know, those nights you go home, you just don't feel like cooking. I'll have something there. I've always got salad stuff in the house and veggies. So good to have some emergency proteins in the freezer. But they were amazing. I will definitely be making them again, and I'll show you how to make them. They were lush, man. They were so lush. So we've got Penelope Cruz's husband sorted out, and yeah, dude just down in front of me with his open shirt and dick pointers, budgie smugglers, speedos. You're a freezer queen, Francesca? Yeah, well, my freezer's still full, and I'm slowly cooking my way through stuff in my freezer. It's usually just like proteins. I don't freeze ready to go meals anymore because I've got a bit of a histamine intolerance, and histamine in food goes up a lot if you freeze it. So shit, I don't know where to point my camera without. I'll just point to the sand dunes for a little while. Nice work, Planet Sunshine. Smashed avo on toast is bloody good. But you know what's really good? Do it for them next time, or get them to do it. We'll put some Vegemite on the toast and then smash the avo on top and some salt and cracked pepper. Holy shit. Years ago, somebody said to me, have you had avocado on toast with Vegemite? And I was like, fuck no. Oh, my God, it is amazing. So if they're enjoying the Vegemite already, get them to try that. And I know you would have taught them to not put thick layers of Vegemite, but yeah, it's really good. In fact, you probably don't need to put salt, just some cracked pepper. Yum, yum, yum. There's my little boogie board. I've got 3 boogie boards. So if people come and stay, there's a board for them, and if 2 people stay, there's a board for everyone. You know what I mean? But yeah, I made so much chicken stock and turkey stock. After Christmas, I made the turkey stock, and then I made a heap of chicken stock. So they're taking up quite a lot of room in the freezer, these sort of 2-cup frozen containers of stock. But I'm going to do not going to do a roast chicken. I was going to do a roast chicken, and I was like, cool, I can use one of the containers of stock to make gravy. And then it's like, nah, portion it up and marinate the chicken overnight and do southern fried chicken tomorrow for lunch with some salad. So I'm trying not to eat carbs at night time, but I can have them during any time before 5. So it's like, all right, well, those panko breadcrumbs are okay, but we won't be eating them after 5. Oh, they hated the Vegemite. Yeah, it's a weird combo. I mean, I'm one of those weird people too that I don't like tomato sauce at all. I do like relishes, but I rarely eat them. But when I do like to have tomato sauce or relish, it's on scrambled eggs. It's like a whole new world of happiness. That freaks people out a lot. But again, don't know who taught me that trick, but I've been doing that since I was a little kid, and there's something about it. And I'm talking the horrible commercial packed with sugar Heinz tomato sauce, or for anyone watching from America, ketchup. But I do love a tomato relish as well, and I have tomato relish in my house. I don't ever have sauce. I had a barbecue a couple of years ago, and my nephews and nieces came to it, and I bought the, commercial tomato sauce because I thought that's what they'd want, and they all went for the relishes. I sent my sister-in-law home with it and said, well, hopefully your boys will eat. She said, oh, they will. But yeah, it's really yummy. Try it. But if you don't eat tomato sauce, don't buy a bottle just to have it on some scrambled eggs. Just use a yummy relish. Or use a salsa verde like the one I made on my channel this morning. Yummy. So let's have a little beach therapy session. Today we're going to talk about, and some of you might disagree, but the headline is that drama about charities is uncharitable. Now, there seems to be 2 dramas about charities happening online at the moment in the YouTube communities from whence most of us came. And one of them, I just want to make a disclaimer from the start of this one. and it's my opinion, and I'm open to discussing it with anyone else. But if you go live and if you say that super chats are going to a charity, then I think it is your responsibility to show that those super chats have gone to that charity. I think it's fraudulent to do anything for a charity and not show receipts, whether it's online or offline. So that seems to be a hot topic at the moment, and there's even a poll asking if people want to see receipts. Are you shitting me? Like, you shouldn't even have to do a poll, because I would have thought 99.99% of the planet would say, hell yeah, we want to see receipts. But I'm keen to, I'll wait for chat. I'm keen to see how anyone feels about that. But I do think that if you say you are giving money to charity, even if you only intended on giving 25% and you weren't clear about that, and then you were like, I've always been donating 25% or whatever down the track, but people that donate thinking money's going to charity are entitled to see receipts. Everyone's left. It's just me and the sea. Well, I'm going to say that my chat agreed 100% with me on that. Let's see. I wish I could zoom in on StreamYard. You shit me that I can't do that, man. It's so annoying. The ocean is not that far away from me. In fact, it's high tide at the moment. The water is. See that water coming up? I swear to God, it's 4 meters from where I'm sitting, but it looks like 400 feet on the screen. And those waves are fun if you can catch them, but it is such hard work getting out to where they're breaking. The break line is so far out that although this one just broke in closer, I would have been on that wave. But the ones that are breaking further out, it's such hard work. I lost my bikini bottoms so many fucking times. Like, not right off, but they were down. And this guy was out on a board next to me, and we came through this really rough wave. And he's like, God, the energy in the waves is full on, and it's so much more full on than it normally is here. And I was like, yeah, it's not normally this bad. And then as he paddled away, I realised my left tit was hanging out of my bikini top. So, yeah, that's the sort of day I've been having. Hey, Raven's Treasure Chest. Yeah, YouTube does. It takes like nearly half. It takes 40-something%, which is why I've always maintained the same thing, that if you want to donate, what Planet Sunshine said in chat, if you want to donate direct, because why the fuck would you give your hard-earned money to a charity on a YouTube channel through a super chat when nearly half of it gets taken by YouTube? That's pointless. Absolutely pointless. So, yeah, always donate directly. And I know that the channel in question, one of the people on it said that they opted to go for super chats to be transparent. It's like, well, PayPal's really fucking transparent. Just because you can't see people donating while the live is on, it's very easy to screenshot your PayPal receipt, blur out the names, and say the next time you go live, hey guys, look at PayPal, we raised $380 with our last live, and then the receipt of it being donated. It's not that hard. So, but yeah, it used to blow my mind when people were doing fundraisers and stuff like that. There's so many people did it via super chat, because it's like, fuck, you've donated $50 and 25 of it's gone to YouTube. Raven said, even doing a benefit for another YouTuber, I'd like to see some kind of receipt. Well, I just think you have to, because I think there's been so many shonky, dodgy things that have happened on YouTube that, you should, but you have to in real life. You have to show receipts in real life. Why is YouTube exempt? I know that guy saw my left boob and I felt really stupid. And then he sort of paddled off and we didn't really chat much more because he caught waves that I deal with. Sometimes when you go boogie boarding and there's other people out there, some of you just sort of end up bonding because you're always catching the same waves. But our rhythm shifted. I reckon he did it deliberately so he didn't have to see my 54-year-old boob again. That is why I'm never going to get a waterproof GoPro and go live from the ocean, guys. But yeah, it was hard. I didn't know there wasn't much time between the waves either. So I didn't know whether to pull up my pants or put my tits back in my top. It was that sort of a dilemma. I opted for the pants, the bum, every time. I figured I was just a tit, but I don't really need people seeing my frenula region, you know? So that's the first thing that's going on. Now, that in itself, it's still yucky and leaves a bad taste in my mouth that people are even saying or maintaining they don't have to show receipts. And I think if someone was, what's the saying, you know, if you've got nothing to hide, you'll show all the receipts. It's not a saying. I mean, I never use the word receipts till in this way, although we are literally talking receipts now, not screenshots, but the way YouTubers say receipts, like I come with receipts and there's a heap of screenshots. No, they ain't receipts, they're screenshots. Oh yeah, Javier Bardon, sounding good. Has he got a middle name too? I can't remember. I think he's a bit of a hottie, personally. But I don't know if surfer guy teaching his wife how to surf is as hot. But he had the look going on. Not really Bo Derek, no. Haven't been Bo Derek for well ever. I used to have crochet bikinis like the bathers that she had in 10 and I was so excited when I got them and they were actually gorgeous. But when I came out of the ocean, the bums were like sagging down to my knees. You always look bedraggled. I think that's why I love being on the beach because you can look bedraggled. I mean, I like looking bedraggled at home. I've got natural sort of wavy, curly beach hair even when I haven't been to the beach. But I love the bedraggled. I love the post beach look. I love it when you've spent a day at the beach and then you all head home and you have a barbecue and everyone's just sun kissed and scruffy and beach hair. It's awesome. Yeah, crochet bikinis. Who thought of them? What a fucking disaster they were. Oh shit, Javier's taken his shirt off and he's just got his. No, he doesn't have the look going anymore. Now that he's lost the hat and the shirt, Javier's in the surf with his bloody budgie smugglers on and his beer gut proudly showing. And no, he's lost it. He's lost the look. Why do Americans, when they talk about speedos, which are Australian bathers, call them, like they say he's wearing a speedo. Like even though the name is speedo, we actually call them speedos. It's not like I was down at the beach yesterday and saw a dude in his speedo or wearing a speedo. It's just wearing speedos is fine, guys. You don't have to. Hey, look at these beautiful seabirds. Now these aren't Bazza and Shazza. These are brown in colour. Can you see the one down there? They're stunning. They're really big. Look at it go, look at it go, look at it go. Oh, look at these ones soaring. Can you see the one soaring? Everything looks so far away. You're probably like, yeah, I can see a little dot that looks like it might be a bird. They're flying over me at the moment. They're amazing. And there's a little seagull in the middle of them all. Do you see the seagull? See, the tide's been coming in and they're starting to want dinner, just like Biscuit, probably. Oh, it's nowhere near her time yet. You haven't been to the beach in years. You're on the beach now, Raven. You're right on the beach right now. So we've covered bring receipts. I don't think that's even something that should be discussed. And anyone that didn't have anything to hide, and I'm not accusing Diane of hiding anything, but usually when people have got nothing to hide, they're like, sure, here's the receipts. There you go. Shut up. Right? Oh, there's a big fat wave forming out there. I just wish I could zoom in more because, and also if I went down to sea level, the waves would look bigger. I'm sort of almost sitting. Look at these birds. Oh, there's some more of the other seabirds, the sea eagles, and they're all fighting. Hey, friends of mine, one of my friends just messaged me. They watched the Netflix show on um, the Recheck family murders last night. They knew that one of them knew that I've followed it, and well, I mean, I kind of follow it occasionally. Well, I don't follow it, but there's a few things that are said at the moment that I'm like, oh, that's kind of unusual, and I'm still fascinated why people are even still talking about it. But yeah, people are only just discovering it now, and I predicted this back in the day when all these creators were like, it's over, it's done, stop talking about it. It's like, no, people will continue to find out about this long after we all have, and Netflix has certainly brought it to the attention of a lot of people who didn't know anything about it. But they're horrified. They're absolutely horrified. She messaged me today and she just said, holy fuck, he's an absolute bastard. And she just messaged me then to ask me if the girls were still alive when he put them in the tanks. If a guy is wearing... See, you just said a Speedo. You said if a guy is wearing a Speedo. If a guy's wearing Speedos. Budgie smugglers. As in budgerigar. Or like you said, yeah, if they've got a teeny weeny peen, why would you do that? Well, I don't know. Fuck it. Be proud of who you are. So what if your penis is the size of an acorn? Wear your Speedos with pride. Hey, Kyles. The water is really warm. I mean, well, it's, it's not like tropical water that you get in and you feel like you're in a bath, which I don't like anyway. If I'm sitting on the sand and getting warm, I want to hop in the water and cool down a little bit, I want it to be refreshing. But no, it's really lovely. I mean, I've been in there in bloody bikinis, so there are people that are in it in wetsuits, but they're piss weak. My boogie boarding gang, the gang that I was with, we were all just in bathers. The boys were wearing a Speedo. One of the girls went in and gave up, she only went in knee deep and gave up. So I was the tough chick of the trio. You said a Speedo. I thought you might have. Diane's channel. Yeah, that's the one that's talking about bring receipts because I don't watch her. I think it's the sort of channel I'd watch when I'm like 20 years older and bored shitless on a Saturday night and don't have anyone to go out dancing with. But I know her channel and I still recall myself, and I'm not a bloody Diane's channel sub or anything, but I still recall when I first encountered her in the YouTube world, her saying herself that the super chats went to St. Jude's, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm fairly certain that a percentage of her merchandise went to St. Jude's as well on Teespring. And the only reason I remember that is because I have a merchandise shop on Teespring. And I was like, oh, they use Teespring. Yeah, but Speedo started in Australia, Raven. It's an Aussie brand originally. It's the same brand. They make swimsuits for that. They were kind of, when we were growing up, known for, like bathers that you wear at swim carnivals and stuff, like, and Olympic swimmers wear them. They weren't like pretty little bikinis that you frolic in, surf in and lose. They're like competitive bathers or, proper bathers. But I'm pretty sure Speedo started in Australia. But you still shouldn't say a Speedo. It's silly because if you're wearing like Speedo tankini or bikinis, because they make that shit now too, you're wearing two Speedos, right? Anywho, let's get off the dick pointers, budgie smugglers, and let's talk about charities. So yeah, so that was my first thing was I think people who donate to charities via YouTube channels through super chats are idiots because they're losing half of their money to YouTube. And, you know, donate directly if you're that fired up about donating. I also think I'm a strong believer that charity begins at home. And if you've got local charities that need your help financially or through donating, you know, items of clothing or food, or they just need some volunteers, whatever it is, dig in, help out your local community first. Like I'd never donate to St. Jude's. I don't live in America. That being said, the charity that I sponsored, I was a sponsor of for 4 years, was an American company, 4Ocean, but they clean up oceans the world over. That shows your board skills. You should have seen me out there. I got dumped. And you missed a bit where I said I lost my bikini bottoms and came up after being dumped. And this guy's like, God, the energy in the waves is really intense. It is intense. It doesn't look like it is, but it was when we were out there. And I'm like, yeah, it's not normally like this. And as he paddled away, I realised my left boob was hanging out of my bikini top. So I don't think I'm showing you my board skills ever. That is such a you crack me up. I agree. Do they have branded Depends that say yo yo yo? I really wish that I don't know if it's still shit, but the couple of times I did check out, I think I got blocked in her channel really early on, by the way, just for being funny, not being an asshole. But anyway, nobody gets my sense of humour on YouTube except for you guys. My funny trolls haven't always been well received. Sometimes their reputation has preceded their appearance in chat too, so they're like, "Oh no, not you!" Bang. Not that I have 70 trolls or anything like that, but even my actual real channel gets blocked sometimes for being cheeky. But can they do something about that fucking the sound quality of the ladies' night song? Jesus Christ. Sounds like they're playing it on an 8-track in a car that's 2 kilometres away from from Diane's house. Somebody start a GoFundMe and buy her a Bluetooth speaker, for fuck's sake. It's like the most tinny, uninspiring version of it. And then there's idiots in chat bloody using dance emojis like they're having the time of their lives. I remember, I mean, this is like going back 2 years ago. I can't even remember how I found Diane's channel, but and Wendy's like, I can see you all dancing in chat, and I'm thinking, I can hardly hear the fucking music. Do you sell hearing aids, branded hearing aids that say yo 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 in your merch store too? You fucking need them to listen to that shit. Oh, Casper, shit. I thought you would be. I was like, God, you're a good lad to help out your sister and go and do the mowing, but I can't stand mowing the lawns on a stinking hot day. In fact, I can't stand mowing my lawns. That's why I've got Dave, who came yesterday. So now the grasses are down. When I go back up to the house, I've promised Biscuit that we're going to go out in the garden. I'm going to take her out in the garden on her harness. Probably after she's had some dinner, we'll go for a little frolic in the garden. I'll take some treats with me. If she's a good girl, she'll get a treat or two, because she does love a little play in the garden. But it's when the grass is long, I'm like, yeah, there's blue-tongue lizards, and I'll freak out and think it's a snake, and I don't really want her, you know, attacking a blue tongue, or a blue tongue attacking her would be worse. They can crush bones pretty easily, those lizards. Oh, Casper, where you going? You're hitting the town, Groover. They do take themselves very seriously, and God forbid you take the piss out of them in chat, because no, 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 don't do that. The tide's coming in. The waves are so much bigger than they look on my screen. They look pathetic, but trust me, they're. Hopefully, you can see tiny people out there that are sort of diving into them, and I mean they're not massive. They're a good size for some boogie boarding. Oh, nice! Off to the bowls club for a few beers. I love our bowls club here. I want to get into barefoot bowls again. I used to do it a few years ago, and it was fun. And we used to donate $5 to play each week, and it went to a charity. And guess what? They gave you a fucking receipt. In fact, they got so tech savvy, they emailed it to you. Unbelievable. Technology. So the other thing about the charities that I want to talk about is the other stuff, the fucking Christmas wish listing things, the Amazon wish list that quite a few channels were doing. And not just the channels that are sort of the ones that we would know from, whether we've come from the true crime community or the drama community or Boyd or, fuck, I don't know, the extreme tambourine playing community, like wherever we've come from. There were other channels that were doing it too, and it's not the first time they've done that sort of stuff, but fuck me dead. The drama channel and the true crime community channel, the true crime community, yeah, the true crime community and the drama community, the fucking bullshit that was going on regarding those wish lists leading up to Christmas and are still going. It's nearly fucking February, and there are people still going live and bitching about it. Oh my God. Now, this is where I want to talk about how drama about charities is uncharitable. You fucking horrible people. Stop it. If you decided to promote Amazon wish lists out of the kindness of your heart, then you should have just done that and thanked everyone who helped out, and that's it. But no, there were people that had lists that got completely bought for them, so they put more shit up. That's cunty. There were channels saying it was our idea first. No, I don't think Amazon thinks that it was your idea first. I think they think it was their idea first. And hey, Casper, the swimmers coming off is entirely to do with the ocean. I'm wearing the same bikini I wear most of the time, and usually no problems. I have got little board shorts that and like a little tankini that I usually wear when the seas are a bit rougher, but you're probably the only guy on the planet who's offered to show a girl how to boogie board without their bathers coming off, just saying. I thought it was quite funny. I felt a bit sorry for the guy though. I'm like, shit, dude, I'm 54. I don't know if that's what you wanted to see on a balmy Saturday afternoon. It does, Kylie. It does go to the shit. And yeah, so the Christmas wish list things were, the idea is Amazon had these wish lists. I guess it was sort of a bit like a bridal registry or whatever, where people, like in your family and group of friends or whatever, could put things that they wanted. I think the idea initially was, you could actually put what you wanted on there, like a bridal registry, but a Christmas present registry. So if friends and family were stumped on ideas on what to get you, they could go there. You'd say, hey, check out my list on Amazon, and they could just buy you a present. They could get you something that you needed. I'm so cynical about Christmas presents anyway. I think it's lovely to get something you need, but what you want, not so important. But whatever. I'm not going to judge why people want certain things for Christmas, but the point was, I think that was the idea with Amazon, and it made sense. They're a bloody selling website, so a few channels decided to, quite a few channels, it sort of took off a bit like a snowball and just got bigger and bigger as it rolled down the YouTube hill. But a few channels started doing these lists, and the idea was to help out people in need at Christmas time. But then you had all these people that were doing like lists which just had insane shit on there, like, a new vacuum cleaner and The idea was, I think initially, you could put half a dozen presents up for your kids, and I think there was the possibility of even having some food delivered. And that was kind of the whole idea, was to help people out. So like I said, there were some people that had lists that got filled, and then they put more shit on their lists. But what happened was everyone started bitching about it. There were channels bitching about other channels also doing it. And I'm like, come on, share the love. It's actually a really good concept. And, the more channels that are doing it, the more people are going to be helped out. And a lot of people needed help. But there were heaps of people that didn't, that were putting mountains of shit on there as well. And some of the stuff on some of the lists was just fucking unbelievable. But then when I saw some of the US channels opening presents videos after Christmas, I'm like, holy fuck, that is not what Christmas is about. Pare things back, people. You're all bloody maxing out your credit cards to buy hundreds and hundreds of dollars of stuff for your kids. Teach them about, the importance of just spending time together, being healthy, and just give each other little things. My family has a $50 Secret Santa. So everyone in the family goes in the drawer and we all buy a $50 present for somebody else. And that's it. And everyone got the most gorgeous things. Everyone goes a bit overboard and adds a few things so it makes it a little bit more personal. But everyone got a really beautiful personal present. And even biscuit was in it. So we're not buying, 20 bloody presents. And it was more about putting the money that I had into beautiful food for the day. And then my brother and sister-in-law rocked up with all these fresh oysters and prawns, and my sister got all the berries, and we all had beautiful things that we wanted to drink. Like, it was, that's what Christmas is about. I used to sponsor a kid who had the same birthday as my brother, and Adolf Hitler, as it turns out. Even when I was a really broke uni student, I sponsored a kid. Like, I've always given to charity. My grandmother was heavily involved with writing for the disabled, and also used to go out to the prisons. And she and my mum and my other grandmother all drove Meals on Wheels, which is an Australian charity that delivers food to people that are housebound. My dad did a lot of stuff as a politician, helping out with charities. So I was sort of drummed into us from an early age. And yeah, even when I was a broke uni student, I had a sponsored kitty. Hey, Jamie, good to see you, gorgeous. How's things in Texas? I'm now sponsoring 10 Lives, which is where I got Biscuit from. But if you have like regular monthly deductions going to a charity, you should change it every few years, because I don't understand why, but your money sort of after a while stagnates a bit with the same charity, so you should move it around a bit. That's apparently good use of your money when you're donating to charities. Spread the love around. And I was going to say, and some charities get so big that, you want to help out the little guys, get them, there are little charities that aren't as trendy. And I hate to say it, but breast cancer is a trendy charity. And there's other charities that really struggle to get funds. So try to suss out ones. But yeah, so I'm now donating monthly to where I got Biscuit from. But shit, I just had a thought, because the World Vision thing, I was thinking about that when I was walking down here. Oh. So there's actually been studies about people donating to charities, because there's not many animals on the planet that actually give things to other animals. Like, it's not, sharing isn't, something that a lot of animals on the planet are into. So it's kind of unusual that human beings are inclined to, and the studies show that people who donate to charities do it for several reasons. The main reason is usually obviously to help someone in need. or, you know, there's been a bushfire and they have a massive fundraising effort, or but it's to help people. And the second reason is they love seeing the result of their donation and seeing the change that's happening, whether it's research into cancer, whether it's, you know, rebuilding a school that burned down, whatever it might be. And the third reason is your own personal happiness that you get from doing that and realising that you've got more than enough and you can share what you've got with other people to make their lives a little bit better, or animals. I agree, Planet Sunshine. I so agree. And wouldn't it be a beautiful world if there wasn't a need for charities? But with YouTube, I really think that the people that did give to those Amazon wish lists on all those different channels are probably feeling a bit dirty right now, or they've got a bad taste in their mouth because it's nearly February and people are still fighting about it on YouTube. And I just think, what would, you know, if your intentions were just to help some people out at Christmas that were in need, then you should have just done that. Yeah, okay, some people got a bit greedy with their lists and kept adding extra stuff. And like I said, that's a pretty cunty thing to do when you've already had 10 items on your list bought for you. That's greedy. But to be going live still and still talking about these lists and, oh, this person said this and it wasn't me and me, fucking get over it. You sound like bitter, angry assholes. Just let it go. Because all of the people that donated to those channels did it from the goodness of their hearts and wanted to make somebody's Christmas better. And those people that had the list are on YouTube as well. They're subs. And now all of them are listening to all these creators still fucking crapping on about it. You know what? A month later, and well, the bitching started before Christmas even. It's just like, what? This is why I call these things on the beach therapy, because I like to chat about it and offload it, and then when I go home it's gone. It's no longer in my mind. Whereas the guy who saw my bikini top, my boob fall out of it, he's probably going to be scarred for life. Hopefully he can leave it on the beach too. Yeah, exactly, Kylie. There's so many charities, and you know, there's always a charity that's doing something that just strikes a chord. And this super fit woman in the bikini stopped putting herself in front of my camera all the time. She's jogging around the beach, throwing things at a dog. Her left tit hasn't fallen out of her bikini, although it's got a lot more support and structure than mine, but. Me too, Jamie. Isn't it ridiculous? And do you agree with me that it's actually, at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck. If someone said something and it wasn't you, contact them offline and just say, that wasn't me. I think it was so-and-so, like, or contact the person who did say it and say, can you please message them and let them know it wasn't me? But to actually be going live about it and carrying on about it, I think that it's just shitting all over the generosity of the people who actually donated. And I also think it's shitting all over the people who were in need, who had those lists and who did get things bought for them. Like, here, happy Christmas. We've given you a few things to make your Christmas better, but now we're going to keep bitching and moaning about it into the new year. Like, it's warped thinking and it's fucked. Like, you don't have to solve every problem and thing that goes on in your life because you've got a YouTube channel by doing it on your YouTube channel. You can find out how to contact people and contact them behind the scenes, you know. Oh, that's Wendy. Our beautiful friend Wendy. Oh, like, you're lucky, Raven. Where did you come from, Raven's treasure chest? How did you find me? where were you to stumble across me? I can't remember. I agree, Jamie. I think it's disgusting. I think it has ruined it, and it's totally taken away from the people who genuinely helped out. I think feel are entitled to feel pissed off right now. Just like the people who donate to any, not to just Diane's channel, but people who donate to any channel that claims they are giving a portion of the super chats, or whatever it is, or a percentage of the merchandise sales. I don't give a fuck what it is. If you go live and say, we're donating to this charity, I think the people that donated are entitled to see receipts. I also think, again, I'll reiterate this for anyone that's joined late, donate directly to the charity, you get a tax deduction. Why are you lining YouTube's pockets and some other creator who then donates a lump sum and they get the tax break for it, the tax deduction? Like, think it through, guys. You're losing 50% almost of what you've donated. And I don't know, maybe you can claim donations, but how do you prove a super chat's donated to a charity, you know? Like, the tax department in Australia would question it. If I submitted $3,000 worth of super chats, not that I've ever given $3,000 worth of super chats, and I never will, but if I did and said I claimed they were all for charities or channels that were donating money to charity, the ATO, the Australian Tax Office, would be like, no, registered charity with a receipt, otherwise you're not getting the deduction. I was Mel. I thought that while I was asking you, actually. Victoria learned those drama. They are best left alone. They are negative people, but I feel like I've been on these channels, not on those channels, I've been on YouTube for a couple of years now, and I feel like I want to say some stuff about some of the shit that goes on, because it's not going to change them. I just want the rest of YouTube to know that not everyone thinks the way they do. And yeah, I mean, I certainly don't want to go to war with any of them. I'm not tagging anyone. I'm not putting their channel names in my chat. I'm an observer, and I feel that there's some things that they're doing that, you know, if it's just them bitching about some other creator, I don't give a fuck about that shit, unless it's someone really drunk and making a dick out of themselves. I do like me a train wreck, but yeah, in terms of just some of the behaviour that goes on YouTube, I'm calling it out, man. Like I said, it's not going to change them, but if people stumble across some other YouTube channels going, that stuff's bullshit, then, you know, there might be hope for us yet. Try to keep your undies on in public, mate. I think that's good advice for everyone, Kylie. Good old motherfucking Lynette. I wonder how she's doing. All right. I'm going to wrap this up in a sec, because they're really the two topics I wanted. It just seemed to be a theme today. It's like you've got one channel getting yelled at for not showing receipts, and I'm on team show us the receipts. I really am. Not that I donated, but I think people who did. I think if you go live and say you are donating super chats or a percentage of them to a charity, then you do need to show receipts if people ask you to. And you can't be a channel that's constantly screaming at everyone else to bring receipts, and then when you're asked to, you just go, nah, not doing it. And if you have the receipts, you just show them and go, shut up, everyone, there's the receipts. Okay, let's play Ladies' Night on a really bad stereo system from 1971, and everyone can throw up some dance emojis and chat. Let's party. There's your receipts. Let's go. Exactly, Jamie. Shuts everyone up if you bring receipts. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, Casper, and you're sounding like my protective brother. Don't worry, mate. I'm not falling in. You don't know my story either yet about the Jamie Texas cheat does, because we were in it together. But my entry into the YouTube world was not a merry-go-round. It was a fucking roller coaster ride from hell. Um, so I'm not naive to the shenanigans of the YouTube world, but I'm also not someone who can, if something's niggling me, this is the perfect platform to go, right, bit of beach therapy, let's talk about it and move on. But yeah, and the other channels that are still screaming about these Christmas lists, I just think, how dare you shit all over something that I do think people were doing out of the kindness of their hearts. And then all of a sudden, all these channels are fighting because, well, we were doing it first. Who gives a fuck? If you're a channel creator and you see another channel doing something that's a really good idea and it's charitable and kind, and you think you're going to do it as well, you don't need to get abused because you didn't do it first. I mean, fuck off. It's not the who started donating to a charity first, Olympics, or who started, promoting Amazon wishlist Olympics. Like, fuck off. There's been so many times in my life where I've been approached by a charity and I'm like, I don't actually get paid till this Thursday. I will come back. Will you be here later in the week? Yes, we will. When they're sitting outside shopping centres or whatever, I'll come back on Thursday when I get paid, and I always have. But the people that donated on all the days before I went back and paid didn't yell at me for copying them. For fuck's sake. Yeah, well, soon, Casper, when I'm in the right mood, we'll do it. I just want to get on with my new job first, and then I'll have room for that. Exactly, Kylie. But, isn't YouTube hypocritical? Not everyone is, but, those channels are, I just I'm just glad there are little clip channels that I can get a little snippet, or I just pop YouTube on when I'm driving and it just auto plays and I'm like, oh, interesting. What am I listening to now? I'm subscribed to some pretty random channels too that have got nothing to do with the true crime or the drama community. And it's amazing how many of them talk about or mention the channels that we know. It's bizarre. It's not a very big community, really, YouTube. It's quite incestuous. They're all sort of connected in weird ways. Mel, we were talking about you and you appeared like Beetlejuice. How's motherfucking Lynette? That's what we all want to know. I thought so too, Jamie. I really thought it was a great idea. And then we started at first, Olympics started. Then the greedy fuckers who had everything bought for them on their list started adding more shit. I mean, that's not good. And then the people that had things like, I need a new vacuum cleaner, what the fuck? No. I mean, it sucks if you don't have a decent vacuum cleaner, but that's what you start saving for. Fuck it, you can get Australia Kmart's really cool. So any Americans, when I say Kmart, don't think American Kmart. Think American Target is like Australian Kmart, but Australian Target is also like American, but not as good. Not as bigger variety. It is bullshit, Casper. But that's, like in terms of subscribing and following, you can certainly weed them out. But in terms of critiquing their bullshit, bring it on. Not that I want to be involved in a war. I mean, I'd like any of the channels that I've mentioned, I haven't mentioned many, but I'd like them to call me out on what I've said, because I don't think anyone's disagreed with me in chat. I think we're all on the same page. 1, bring receipts. 2, stop bitching about acts of kindness that happened at Christmas nearly 2 months later. 3, if you do have an Amazon wish list and it gets filled, don't be a greedy cunt and add more stuff to it. If anyone in chat disagrees with those 3 things, well, hurry up, because I'm going to end this live shortly. Me too, Mel. It was unbelievable. Zaza was being picked on by those big brown seabirds, whatever they were, and he flew to safety, to the loving arms of Shazza. But yeah, some of the stuff I said earlier, Mel, before you got here, some of the shit on there, it's like, oh, you want me to furnish your house for you? But also, it wasn't in the spirit of Christmas. I'm sorry, but people who are still spending thousands of dollars on their kids' Christmas presents every year, you're missing the point. Tone it right down. Make birthdays amazing. Go nuts for your kids' birthdays. But Christmas is not about getting a fucking entire house decked out in new furniture. Yeah, people added more. The greedy people, the opportunists. Why wouldn't you be? There's idiots that donate money on YouTube to all kinds of shit that ends up being proven to be a fraud. Even I've done it. So, you know, I donated. I donated to a scammer. Yes, I did. Not much, but I still did. I fell for it. Greedy people piss me off too, Raven, and that's why all those lists were. I mean, some of them were really sweet. Like the people that were struggling to buy their gifts, to buy their child one gift, you know, that only had like 3 things on there, and they were really cheap but nice little things, you know, like a couple of lovely books and some soft toys or something. It was so sweet. And if I had have donated or bought anything for anyone, it would have been someone like that. But fucking $500 acoustic guitar, bite my ass. Bite me. What did you say, Jamie? In defence, I do think someone might have asked them to. What, put more stuff on the list? We're totally minimal at our place. Like I said earlier, we have a family $50 Secret Santa, and everyone got really lovely things. We all were a bit cheeky and broke the rules and added extra stuff. I got ripped off though. My sister was like, "You've got to put biscuit in it, in the Secret Santa, because you've been buying presents for nieces and nephews." Like at one point, I was buying 13 presents, and my siblings only had to buy one for me, sort of stuff. So Ange was like, "Yeah, put biscuit in." So I did, and then I'm like, "Hang on a sec, I've got to buy $100. I've got to buy 2 things." So I still had to spend more, but I didn't care. It was fun. It was fun having biscuit in the Secret Santa. Same scammer. Well, actually, Jamie, now you say it, there's that scammer, then there's the friend of that scammer, and then there's a fundraiser that the friend of the scammer did for someone who also ended up being a scammer. And I gave money to all 3 of those fuckers. But my family goes nuts with birthdays and beautiful food, and you know, I mean, again, we don't spend thousands of dollars or anything like that on presents. No, we don't. But we do some really lovely things for each other, and personal things. And I mean, my family know that I'm trying to minimalise, but I do want to grow as much of my own food as I can. So I'm pretty easy to buy for. It's like vouchers for nurseries, even, you know, 4 bags of potting mix is something I would love as a present, especially if it gets delivered by them to my house. I don't have to do it myself, you know. I love Wendy from the Howard Stern show. Wendy Pack. Yeah, the white elephant's always fun too. But I might wrap this up because I'm feeling liberated of what I needed to discuss. I think we are all on the same page, though, that drama about charities is really uncharitable, and I'd like to say to everyone who did donate to those Amazon wish lists, I'm really sorry if this ongoing drama and bitching about the wish lists has made you feel awful for just trying to be decent and kind and helpful, and also the people who did benefit from the lists, who genuinely needed those things, or wanted them, I guess, so that they could give their kids a better Christmas. I feel for you too, because not that you're the subject of the fighting anymore, but it's just left such a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm watching this from the other side of the world. I can't imagine what it's like for people who actually received gifts or donated. And for those of you that are still going live and carrying on about it, stop going live about it. If you did these lists or donated to them out of the kindness of your heart, and you've got an issue with someone saying something about you that's not right, contact them offline. Find a way to contact them. Like, it's not like people don't know everyone else's details around here. Yep, bag of seeds. I didn't, Casper. I'll have to, I've seen her on panels. I first encountered Wendy on Misery's channel, I think. I think that's where I first saw Wendy. But I'd actually seen Wendy on, like, the YouTube stuff with Howard Stern as well. So I followed Howard Stern for a long time. I mean, I was a radio announcer, so I followed a lot of other radio announcers as well. And if you're going to follow one in the States, he's one on the list, But Wendy's she's a legend. I love her. Yeah, I agree, Mel. I love the way the boys look out for her too. No, Misery's well, he's still got that Karen memes thing, because I still get notifications for that. It was so weird when I started getting them. I'm like, I don't remember subscribing to this, but anything Karen, yeah, bring it on, I'll watch it. And then I was like, I know that voice. But I do miss his true crime stuff, because he used to have me in stitches, and also he played shitloads of Pearl Jam, who I love. There's not many other creators who play Pearl Jam. Exactly, Melmo. It's great. It's a lovely dynamic, and they're very protective of her, and she has a lot of fun as well. And it's just feel good entertainment, and God, I mean, I've heard some of the dudes go way further with her than I thought they would, and she just cracks up laughing. She's awesome. Very self-deprecating, which is always a very attractive quality, I think, in a human being, as long as it's not to the point of you having, insanely unhealthy self-esteem. And I'm an expert on that, I can tell you that right now. But yeah, I mean, self-deprecating humour when it's healthy, and I do think it can be. You can't laugh at yourself, seriously. Oh, some of these waves are monsters now, but they must look so small. I'm going to have to get a waterproof GoPro just so I can go out into the ocean. I'm sitting like way above sea level. I'm sort of sitting at the same height as the top of the waves. I think it's turning, Casper. I think it's starting to go back out. I'm not sure. I love me some Pearl Jam too, Kylie. In fact, I'm going to put some on when I go home. I haven't listened to Black and Rearview Mirror for a long time. That should be my theme at the end, because this speech therapy, it's all about nutting out stuff, talking about it, getting it all off our chest, so we don't have to, oh, there's a nice big wave out there. Woo! Get it off our chest so we don't have to own it anymore, and put it in the rearview mirror and drive the fuck away from it. Hey, Serenity Bee. Hey, I put the recipes under that live I did this morning for the smoked salmon muffins and the salsa verde. Oh my God, they're so yummy. I'm going to take, you can freeze them. I meant to mention that, but I'm going to take 4 of them down to my friend's house in the morning. I've been doing some cooking for them, so I'm just going to drop some down to them so they can have a Sunday brunch. Howard Stern, Kyle Sanderland, find them vulgar, but maybe I'm too sensitive. Yeah, look, Kyle is vulgar. I actually met him at the Logies. I ended up going to the Logies one year. One year, the Logies decided they were going to invite regional radio announcers from small country towns and stuff to go to the Logies. It was actually a really cool idea. So I filled out my little application form and I got chosen to be the person to go over from Tassie. And it was the year, if anyone follows the Logies, I mean, I haven't watched it for years, but it was the year they had a white carpet instead of a red one. And I met a shitload of really interesting people, but I met Kyle at it and he was actually lovely and it blew me away. I think he's changed a lot since then. I mean, he wasn't at the height of his career, but he wasn't far away from it. He was certainly very well known by then, but I was blown away by how lovely he was, and he was very respectful of, all these radio announcers that had flown in from all these remote parts of Australia, and yeah, he surprised me big time. And the other person I met that night, I mean, I met a lot of interesting people. I met Michael Bublé, and he is one of the funniest people on the planet. Don't care whether you like his songs or not. He is fucking hilarious. But I also met Pauline Hanson, whose politics makes me want to stab everything in sight. Really good value. Really, really nice. Like, no, she's not nice. She's a bit fucking out there. But, yeah, blew me away. And incredibly striking, which freaked me out. She's almost 6 foot tall, very lean, and can't really miss her. But yeah, she was rough as guts, but she was a cracker. Bumped into Anthony Kalia in the smoking section. He's really short. I said, hey, that'll stunt your growth. He's like, already has. He was fun. Fuck, I'm nearly out of battery. Shit, I thought my phone was charged when I came down here. Yeah, I mean, and look, Howard Stern was the original shock jock, and I haven't listened to anything that he's done in the last decade, but back when I was doing radio announcing, I definitely watched a lot of videos and studied him to sort of, not that I wanted to be a shock jock, fuck no, but, I watched a lot of different people to learn interview skills and things like that, so... You like the green smoothie except celery. I made the one yesterday was one that had celery. I've got a peach I need to use tomorrow. I might do a quick video on the peach. Or is that the one that I did? No, I don't think I've done the peach one. Oh, I did. I did the peach one driving into town, the peach and raspberry one, and it was really, really tart. I might do it again and I'll think of something sweet to chuck in it, like some vanilla essence or some maple syrup or something. Oh, cool, you've got them. And enjoy your new job, Serenity B, if I don't see you again before tomorrow. I hope it goes really well. How exciting. We're all so excited for you. Oh, God, Mel. Fuck. School clothes shopping, haircut and shoes. Oh, no. God be with you, my child. Blessed be the fruit under his eye. Fuck. I almost wish you'd recorded and I might need help with you clipping my spider. Oh, I might have a try it tomorrow. No, I won't because it's going to be a nice day. I'm going to be on the beach again. I've got all these projects at home I want to do and I'm like, they're indoor projects. Haven't finished my bathroom makeover yet, but because it's just too nice. So anyway, I think we can surmise that everyone on my channel agrees that drama about charities is uncharitable. Stop it, you people. If you've got fucking issues, deal with it offline. It's class. It's not. I was going to say it's classless. It's tacky. It's unclassy. It's vulgar, and you are shitting all over the people who donated and all the people who genuinely needed help and received help. And it's really cunty of you to do it. And secondly, if you ever go live and say you're raising money for fucking anything, show receipts. Don't debate why you don't have to. Just show them and shut up and get on with your wacky dancing to bad music. And that's pretty much, yeah, we hope you get some bargains, Mel Mel. That's really all I had to say. It was only going to be a short live, but I guess an hour and 10 minutes is short in the scheme of things. Thanks for hanging out with me, Groovers. Remember, charity begins at home, so volunteer, donate, do whatever you can, help out your local community, even if it's just walking a dog for an elderly man or lady who can no longer walk them, whatever it is. And take care of everyone. Be kind. Spread the love. And I always try to think of some funny way to sign off, but I can't.